It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
So hype right now. Anything's possible. I'm on mama. I'm on my lady, ma. Anything's possible.
Rain and Jay's back with the vengeance. All the real Celtics fans in attendance. This the truth like 34. This like walking in the garden when you hear the roars. The crowd goes crazy. Most in-depth coverage on the daily. Mainly podcast royalty, the content kings. When you talking about the franchise with 17 rings. Focus like Danny at the deadline. Global with it, got a local feel like the red line, the blue line, the green line. Play it in between time. I'ma throw my C's jersey on in the meantime and press play. When the F's done, I can't wait until the next day. Trying to stay in tune with the C's, that's the best way. Melly.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast. Thank you for making this show part of your daily routine. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, however you're deciding to listen to the show, watch this show, wherever you're doing it. Thank you for including me, John Karalis, in your life. I really appreciate that. I cover the Boston Celtics for Boston Sports Journal, and I've written a book that's right behind me on the YouTube page. It's called Boston Celtics All-Time All-Stars. A book now available everywhere books are sold and on my website, johnkaralis.com, for a signed copy for $30. Today, I will address some of the Ben Simmons rumors and unequivocally say that the Celtics should not even attempt to be in on those, but I will touch on that. Jayson Tatum will take up the first two segments of the show. The second one, part of his conversation in the Globe with Gary Washburn. But the first, oh my God, Jayson Tatum misses the Team USA game with knee soreness. And I'm not trying to freak out over here, but when you hear knee soreness and a Celtics player, it gets a little triggering. This episode is brought to you by Spotify Green Room. Download the app. Join me this week, Friday afternoon, to get in on the action. Jayson Tatum did not play in the Tuesday evening exhibition between the United States and Argentina. United States back on track. They played well. They hit shots. They hit three-pointers. They defended. And they cruised to an easy win. Okay, fine. Jayson Tatum was on the sidelines. No wrap on his knee, no nothing. Wasn't icing it, no nothing. So don't want to lose my mind here. But Jayson Tatum missing a game with knee soreness feels like something that we need to be kind of paying attention to. Now, there was an incident against Australia where Matthew Dellavedova kind of fell into Tatum's right leg, and I don't know if that's related to this thing, if this is a tendonitis thing or what. I didn't get an opportunity to ask Greg Popovich in the post-game availability because, look, it's a crowded post-game availability. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of people on the Zoom and people in person there in Las Vegas. So it's hard to get questions in. And a lot of people have questions. So I did not get an update on what the knee issue is. It could be something that it could be nothing. Could be nothing. Could be just, hey, we're taking a precaution here. And, it could be related to Tatum and the Dellavedova thing. And just, the knee's a little sore. Yeah, let's sit you down for a day and kind of go from there. The Team USA is going to be off, or they're going to practice at least. I don't know if Tatum's going to participate in the practice, but then they have another tune-up or two left before they go to Tokyo for the actual Olympics. It's really not. There's really not much time left. So whatever it is that they need to do, they need to make sure that Tatum's knee is not going to be an issue. And the one thing that concerns me is that Greg Popovich, after the game, did say that basically, we have to get in shape, right? We need to get in shape, and the only way to do it is to do it. And so Team USA has to get their conditioning up, and Pop said flat out, we've got to do it without thinking about the repercussions, which, okay, I get that. I get it. He is the United States men's basketball coach, and their goal is to go out there and win a gold medal. So this is the plan. This is how you win a gold medal when you're Team USA, and you got to get into a certain amount of shape. And that is not going to allow for certain time to sit. You just got to go and do it and hope for the best. I don't like that. I don't like that attitude. I get why he said it. I get that is the truth. If nothing else, Pop is being honest there. The truth is that these guys need to get their conditioning up, and the way to do it is to just run and go and play. He said he was happy about the back-to-back so these guys could go out there and play again and get their conditioning up. I was not happy about the back-to-back. In some ways, I was happy that Tatum got to sit. But I understand that Team USA has a goal, and they're trying to achieve that goal, and this is how they do it. However, the Boston Celtics have a goal, and how they achieve that goal is to not have Jayson Tatum be hurt. So I know that Greg Popovich isn't going to run Tatum into the ground. I know he's not going to say play through it and whatever. Like, I know that they're not going to push him to a point where he has some permanent damage or anything like that. Like, I'm not even close to insinuating anything like that. But I am saying that they are not thinking like, hey, pushing this guy another day might lead to some soreness, so maybe we don't do that. This isn't the situation that they're in. They're going to push these players. They're going to try to get them into shape. So I have some level of concern for Tatum's knee. Some level. I don't know exactly where that level of concern is. If it's a scale of 1 to 10, right now it's a 6. Should it be a 7? Should it be an 8? Should it be a 10? I don't know, because there's no information coming out. There's no update. What is it, a tendonitis thing? Is it just, hey, it's a little soreness. We're going to get the inflammation down. He'll be fine. Not a problem. He's listed as day to day, but I'd like to know more. I'd like to know some specifics. So for now, it's just a wait and see. And hopefully Tatum doesn't come out of this with anything lingering. Because the absolute last thing that we need to see here, or want to see, or want to deal with, is starting training camp, and in that first week or two of training camp of ramping guys up, Tatum has to miss stuff because of a sore right knee, and we have to hear from the Celtics that, yeah, this is the same thing from the Olympics. It's just a lingering thing right now. We're trying our best, or anything like that. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. If you're looking for the Celtics are trying to turn things around. They just brought in a new coach. If they're going to give him the best chance to win, he's got to have his full team. He's got to have Tatum there. And I'm worked up over, I get worked up over player health. I just do. And the fact that we're looking at this condensed season that they just went through, and at the fact that the guys are playing in the finals that are going to be playing in the Olympics, that they're going basically from Milwaukee or Phoenix to Japan so they can play in this tournament is insanity. And the fact that this might be a reason that Tatum's knee is having a problem, I hate it. I hate it. I hate what this season has put the players in, the situation has put the players in. And now that it's Tatum again, hopefully it's nothing. I just hope that it's nothing and we get to move on and we can say, all right, John kind of spotted off a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. Up next, Tatum talked to Gary Washburn, who's out there, and Wash got a couple of interesting little quotes. We'll talk more about Jayson Tatum when I come back. First, this episode is brought to you by Green Room. It's the first social audio platform made for sports fans, free to download. Hop on in. You can talk to me. You can talk to other fans, other Celtics fans, other insiders from other teams, whatever it is. It's sports talk radio on your phone. Pick it up. You sign up, and once you're in, you can hop into my rooms, which are Friday afternoons. And if you want to pop on and talk to me, you just request to come up on stage, bring you on. We have a little conversation. Boom, you're out. There's a chat room. You get in on the chat room. You can set these up for yourself and have your friends and invite your friends and have like a big kind of party, like whatever, however it is that you want to do it. You can use this and play around with it. So go download the free Spotify Green Room app right now. It's available on all iOS devices. It's available on Android too. It just doesn't have the same features right now because it's in beta. Be sure to create a profile, link your Twitter, join the NBA group for the latest league updates. Follow me. I'm at John Karalis, on Spotify Green Room. You'll be notified when my room goes live. Don't miss it. Again, Friday afternoons, generally speaking. So I want to hear your thoughts on the Celtics. See you there at Spotify Green Room, changing the way we talk about sports. Today on the road to the finals, our NBA playoffs finals coverage is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. And at 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, we can all enjoy the NBA finals a little bit more. So I was on the Locked On NBA podcast, the Wednesday Locked On NBA podcast, which I am the regular Wednesday host of, usually along with Jake Madison. But this week it was with Matt Peck of Locked On Bulls. And amongst the conversations, some of the Ben Simmons rumors, the Kawhi Leonard surgery, and a preview of Wednesday night's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. So check that out there. Jayson Tatum talked to Gary Washburn of the Globe, who got him in a one-on-one, a rare opportunity nowadays. So Gary's out in Las Vegas. Tatum's out in Las Vegas. He had the opportunity to talk, and nothing groundbreaking necessarily, but a couple of interesting quotes here where Tatum says that he thought that getting Ime Udoka was big. He says, quote, "I've known him for a little while. He's extremely motivated. And I think everybody has a good feeling about this. I think this is going to be great." And he talked about his input on this. Him and Jaylen Brown, they had input. And look, they say he can. Tatum says he can easily relate to Udoka. They can relate in different areas. He's someone of color, someone who's played the game, someone closer in age. The conversations are naturally going to be different. That doesn't make it better or worse, just different. This is a good kind of entry for Tatum. I've talked about this before, having Tatum and Udoka as part of the team. They get to talk a little bit more. And yeah, I think Udoka is a little bit more relatable to Jayson Tatum. I mean, that's pretty obvious that Tatum is, a kid from St. Louis who grew up in a different situation than Brad Stevens did in Indiana. It doesn't mean they don't get along. Doesn't mean they don't listen. Doesn't mean that they don't relate on a basketball level. But Ime Udoka relates on a different level to Jayson Tatum. And this is important. This is part of why getting a coach of color was one of the boxes that they wanted to check. Didn't need to be checked, but they really wanted to check because that's been an emphasis. You think about what's been going on around the country. This has been a big focus, right? This has been a point of emphasis for the players on the team, especially. They are socially conscious, and having a head coach that they can relate to on this level is important. Again, I say this to the people who might be uncomfortable with this conversation or whatever, upset about this conversation, that it's not about you. It's about these guys on the team who are relating to their head coach. They're the ones who are going to be playing for this guy. And so Tatum, to say he can relate to this guy and who he's talked to him before and has a relationship already, and then he's excited about it. This is an important beginning. This is an important, solid first step, a foundation upon which you hope you can build something very, very positive. Now, when it comes to Jaylen Brown, he did say that that they are basically on the same page, that they're trying to come together and win a championship in Boston. There's no inclination that some people want to put out there that Jaylen Brown and Tatum, so they're not buddy off the floor, that they're different people. And so you don't have to be buddy off the floor just because you're on the same team. He says, quote, that's the goal, which is to make each other better. Both highly motivated, driven guys who want to be the best they can be. We just we really want to win. We both really care about winning at our core. That's the start of it. We're going to try our best to figure it out. So the notion that they can't play together or they won't be able to play together, who knows? Maybe at some point they won't. That's entirely possible. But right now, there's never been any indication that Tatum and Brown are not on the same page. And if they're not like going out to the movies together, so what? So what? I never thought that was a big deal. You put 15 guys from different places, different backgrounds, and you bring them in and have them work together. Why do they have to be friends? How many people are you like legit friends with at work? I know over the course of time, I've been really close as far as work goes to a lot of different people. I've gone to functions with those people, and then I leave the job and it's like, all right, well, we'll keep in touch. We're on social media. It's nice to talk, but I'm not buddy with these people. I wouldn't be like, I don't expect to be at anybody's wedding. You know, that's you work together and you do your best to work together, and that's it. So Tatum and Brown, they're not going to whatever together, but as long as they come in the morning and do their jobs, go through their lifts, go through their treatments, go through practices, work well together on the practice floor, work well together and are listening to each other and taking suggestions from one another and collaborating with one another. And then afterwards, when it's all said and done, when it's time to like take your shower and put your stuff on, be like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. What more do you want from these guys? We put too much emphasis on everybody has to be friends. It's great that they go out and do team stuff together, and every once in a while they'll do that. So I don't think that's anything to be worried about, and nothing in this piece makes me think that there's anything to worry about from that perspective as well. And the last thing I want to mention is that Tatum is legitimately mad he didn't make the All-NBA team, which he's had quotes like this running around before, but here's a quote from this one. Yeah, I was mad about it, and it had nothing to do with the money. I just felt like I increased my assists, my points, my rebounds. I clearly had a better season this year than last season. With COVID and how it affected our team, I guess people held that against me. I clearly should have made one of those teams, but it will happen. But just get better for next year. How can you watch my game in the season I had and think I wasn't one of the best 15 players? Why I like that? Strictly motivation. Strictly motivation. Like, okay, don't think I was one of the best players? No problem. Watch this. And keep doing all that other stuff. Increase your assists. Increase your rebounds. A little bit more efficient. Go out there. Forget third team. Make second team. Make first team. If Tatum makes a first team All-NBA, then the Celtics are in a good position. First team All-NBA is an MVP candidate. Though all 5 of those guys are MVP candidates. So get into that crew, and the Celtics are cooking. Third star or not, the Celtics have a real opportunity. Up next, I will absolutely dismiss any Ben Simmons rumors that you might have. First of all, there are Ben Simmons rumors. Any ideas of Ben Simmons that you might have, out the door. That's coming up next. Built Bar still has their Built Grasshopper cookie. So if you go to built.com, it's built.com now. Go and you'll still be able to get the Grasshopper cookie. There's a free gift that's involved at this point. It's 150 calories, 17 grams of protein, just 5 grams of sugar. It's a Built Bar version of the classic Thin Mint cookie. Everybody loves those Thin Mints. When it comes time to get those Girl Scout cookies and all of that, you sign up and you get the Thin Mints. Built Bars turned them into a protein bar. I have these bars generally after every workout so I can get the protein that I need for when I lift without blowing out all of the cardio that I do, because at 150 calories for this particular bar, that's going to still allow me to burn more than I take in. So it's very, very important to me. They've got their classic lineup of flavors that are still there. If you've got a nut allergy, there's no problem. There are plenty of options for you. If you're on a keto diet, no problem. These all work in the keto diet. So check it out. Go to built.com, cruise through, see what they've got, see what flavors appeal to you. You can use the promo code LOCKED15 anytime. LOCKED15 for 15% off. Check out, you want the Grasshopper cookie, you want a different one, you want to get the assorted box, do it. Built.com, promo code LOCKED15. Every time you'll get 15% off your order. Take that money you save, throw it down on Game 4 of the NBA Finals at BetOnline. You can check it out. You can bet on that. You can bet on baseball when they come back. The All-Star game was going on Tuesday night. You can bet on international sports. So go, sign up, use your laptop, use your mobile device. Hop on, create a free profile, create your username and password, then use the promo code LOCKED ON for a 50% welcome bonus. So whatever you get, whatever you deposit in that first deposit, you sign up, your first deposit, make it a good one, because you put in $200, that 50% welcome bonus kicks in with the promo code LOCKED ON, and you get an extra 100. That's how it works. So don't sit on the sidelines anymore. Get into the game at BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Please gamble responsibly. In recording the Locked On NBA podcast with Matt Peck, we talked a bit about the Ben Simmons rumors. And he talked about how some Bulls fans wanted to pair Ben Simmons with Zach LaVine, and we're kind of getting interested in Ben Simmons. And he turned it around on me. He says, "Hey, what about you? What about the Celtics? Don't you think the Celtics would want to get in on Ben Simmons?" And I vehemently shook my head. Said, No. First of all, Celtics already have Marcus Smart, so no need to get in on Ben Simmons. They've got a point guard, not as tall, maybe can't do certain things that Ben Simmons can do, but can do a lot of things that Ben Simmons can do. And he can also shoot the three at an okay enough rate where I'm okay with it. Obviously, there needs to be some, tweaks to Marcus Smart's offensive game. But I'm sure that if you told Sixers fans, like, yeah, you're gonna get a Ben Simmons who can shoot 33% from three, and he'll take 3 or 4 a game, they'd be like, yes, that could help. That could actually help. Because if he just hits a couple, you have to at least respect his ability to hit a couple. I don't know. But so here's the rumor. It's from Shams Charania on The Athletic. And basically, he says, quote, things are starting to pick up, especially around the 76ers. That, quote, the 76ers want an all-star caliber player in return. And then he adds, make no mistake, interest across the league and Simmons remains robust. I don't know how much of this is the Sixers feeding into this, like, hey, lots of people want Ben Simmons. If you want him, you're going to have to pony up. Well, let's start with this. Ben Simmons makes like $33 million a year. So even if you have this idea that the Celtics should be in on the sweepstakes, it becomes extraordinarily difficult to trade for Ben Simmons without adding Jaylen Brown. And if that is not a deal breaker right away, it should be. Like, don't even think about Ben Simmons. I don't even want to package Marcus Smart in a trade for Ben Simmons because, again, he can do a lot of the things. Now, he's smaller than Ben Simmons. So Simmons can go out there and guard centers in a different way than Marcus Smart can guard centers. Like Smart can switch on to centers. We know the whole Marcus Smart defensive ability against centers. Like that is something that we are very aware of. But it's Ben Simmons it's different because of his height. He is more of a center than he is a point guard. He's a center with ball handling ability in today's NBA. Like I think that that's true. But I don't even want to package when you think about what you need to get, what you need to give up for a trade, even if Philly was going to trade within the division. So that's another obvious problem right off the bat, that even if Philly wanted what Boston had, are they going to trade Simmons and maybe a motivated Simmons who can get better? They're going to trade him to a team that can knock them out? I don't think so. Then add that to, it's going to take an incredible amount. Again, you're not giving up Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons. That's ridiculous. That's no. And so you'd give up what, Smart and what, Fournier in a sign and trade? Is that what? No. I don't even want to do that. I don't even want to do that because that just changed. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to Boston. I cannot think of a single scenario under which I can feel comfortable trading for Ben Simmons. And there isn't one that Philly would want, because if they're looking at potentially taking back an all-star in exchange for Simmons, then that's it. The Celtics only have one all-star that you would even fathom trading, and this ain't the deal to do it. So I'm sure plenty of you agree. I'm sure there are a few of you who don't, but because this came out and because I was asked about it on the Locked On NBA show, I figured I can dedicate 5 minutes to it over here saying, absolutely, dear God, no, I want no piece of Ben Simmons on the Boston Celtics. No, thank you. Goodbye. Farewell. Alfreda Zane, goodbye. That's it. So, I hope I wasn't too vague on that. I will be back tomorrow to talk more about what? Well, you're going to have to come back tomorrow to figure that out. And, of course, on Friday, I will do a mailbag. So 2 more shows this week, Thursday, Friday. After this is obviously the Wednesday show. So mailbag coming up on Friday. I'll figure out something for tomorrow, which will be a lot of fun because I'm here Monday through Friday and still going strong. So I enjoy doing them. I enjoy doing these podcasts. They're fun for me too. So I'm going to keep on doing them Monday through Friday. Some other podcasts might dial it down. Maybe go 2 shows a week or 1. I'm going with 5. So check it out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. Because if you're watching on YouTube and you're here still, this is a 5-day-a-week thing. So please subscribe because you're going to get a ton of videos. And especially as the season progresses, as the offseason progresses, after the draft, free agency, the Olympics, all of that stuff, I'll be talking about it all. So please do that. And of course, share the podcast. Tell your friends. that they should be listening to the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network.